Alright, so once we assemble this, we can combine it with the suburban island platform. Alright, so here it is finally finished. This is the Kato Overhead Transit Station. Now, before we get started, I'd like to thank Bonsai Hobby for sponsoring this video. They are an online hobby store from Japan, and they actually gave me a coupon code you can use for 10% off model train products. I'll leave the code in the description below. So this is a Japanese train station. If you look in the back, you can see I labeled this Moroi Eki, or Moroi Station, which is also labeled here on the side. So here is the main station building. The roofs are painted in red, and over here we have the stairs, which is actually the entrance to the station, and that would go up to the second floor, which you can go across. Now, another way to get up is they have an elevator shaft right here, which is pretty good for accessibility. They do have labels on the sides, and then back in the front I also added Moroi Eki with the stickers, which is kind of hard to get it even. But anyways, inside here you can see the staircase, and on the right there's actually an escalator as well. Now this whole side part is actually detachable. So here's how it looks like inside. Honestly, it's pretty dark, so you can't see much. But if you unscrew the screws at the bottom, we can access the interior. Alright, so here's how it looks like inside. It has a full layout. So after you enter from the side, you can go to the ticket vending machines, where you can purchase a ticket, and there also is a route map on top. And then next to the machines, we have the help desk and customer service. And it's actually behind the ticket machines on purpose, so that they can actually pop out of a window to help you out. And then in the back, there is a staff break room. Then in the middle, we have one of these stairs to go down to the platform. Here are the ticket gates to enter and exit. And over here, we have the bathrooms, men and women, an elevator shaft, which goes down to the platform level. And then on the side we have some more windows, and there's a ladder in the corner, and that's an asymmetrical detail. If you look on the roof, it's only on one side, the other side is blank. So if you try to put it on this way, it's not going to fit. You have to do it the correct way so this aligns. Then on the side we have some more details with windows, vents, pipes. Looks pretty nice. And then in the front we have another staircase going down to the platform. And again we have the stairs on the left, escalator on the right, and it's pretty cool. They have open air windows on the side so you can see the light shining through. And also underneath the roof eaves, there are holes where you can add in some sort of accessory, although I'm not exactly sure what it is for because the ones I have, they'll just fall out. Now let's go take a look at the actual platform. Looks pretty nice, although it does get pretty narrow around the stairs. There also are lights hanging from the edges, although these bars are only for decoration, they don't actually light up. And for some reason this one is bent upwards, so it can't really get it straight. Then to the side I add some stickers like Moroi, some flyers, which I did place throughout the station, and I did add a sign for the elevator, which is back there. And over here there are two doors, probably for a supply closet because it doesn't go anywhere, and the emergency train stop button, and an event. So here's the other side of the station where they also have stairs, molded in details for the overhead electricity lines, which Japan does use a lot, and rivets along the sides. And we also have advertisements for Kawashima Medical Clinic, M.A. Kajiyama Group, a funeral home, and some kind of energy corporation. I did add more flyers, although it's kind of hard to see from this angle. Now let's connect it with the rest of the station. Alright, so here is the final train station. With all the parts connected together, it looks pretty cool. Now that we have the overhead building part of the station, it definitely looks like an actual Japanese train station, which is functional. And of course, we've got to add in the trains, which is why we got this in the first place. Alright, so here is the Narita Express, the E259 series EMU. This train connects Tokyo to Narita Airport, and it's operated by JR East. So you have a 3-car train set, 2 end cars, and 1 pantograph car. But yeah, let's get started on car number 1. Alright, so this is the lead car of the train set, and it's in the new Renewal livery with a silver front, which in the past it used to be black. So here's how it looks like. It has a pretty unique, cool shape to it. Kind of reminds me of an ICM Kaploper, where the cab driver sits all the way at the very top in this bump. And the windshield has a green tint to it with some windshield wipers molded in, and there is interior with the cab controls, and in the middle it says E259, and down below I did have to add in the separate piece for the bottom of the coupler just for that added detail. And by the way, it does come with parts to open up these doors, but I'll show you that later. Then we have some headlights on the sides, a little bit of writing, and a plow at the bottom, which looks like it's kind of floating, but it's actually just a black bar. There also is this little ledge in the corner. Now let's go take a look at the side. Then we have doors for the train driver and the passengers, which comes with molded in detail and small printing. There also is a subtle rain gutter above. Then here's the truck, and there is this box at the bottom, which is only on one side. Then we have a no smoking sign and the Narita Express logo. Then over here we have the LED display, which is a sticker you'll have to add yourself. It alternates between next, or like I have it on the other side, it shows the car number and the destination, which is Narita Airport. Then on top we have the silver section here, and then red for the rest of the roof. And then inside we have some seating with some black tinted windows. The seats towards the back have armrests. Then in the middle we have the car number, a JR logo, and there's a lot of underbody detail. Then towards the back we have the silver sections, the series number, and a doorway. Then on the end we have the gangway with some molded in details. Then at the bottom we have the specialized coupler, which I've never actually seen before. Apparently these are yaw dampers, and they prevent the car from swaying excessively from side to side. It looks pretty nice with the bars on the sides and the cables hanging below. Now on the other side you can see the bottom detail is different. Especially the fans, I really like the molding, it makes it look 3D. Alright, so now let's go check out the roof, which there are a bunch of antennas. There's one in the front directly inside the cab. They actually make this indent hole. Then we have some more radio antennas. I actually don't know why they're different colors. And a box in the back. There also are these tiny indents in the front. And now let's go check out the bottom. So in the front we have a coupler box. By default the couplers are kind of locked, so if you want more range of motion you'll have to push it out. And now it's a lot freer. Then here is the truck. Then after that there is a switch if you want to disable the headlights, if you want to combine trains, and then here it says Kato, made in Japan, and here's the other side. Alright, next up we have the pantograph car, and here's how it looks like in the front. Lots of molded in detail, and this car is car number 3. And again, the underside is well detailed, and here's the other end with the coupler mechanism. And here's how it looks like from this side, again pretty nice. And now let's go check out the roof. So on top we have these 2 antennas, the white box, and the pantograph to pick up power from the overhead lines. Can see there's this gray wiring around it. Looks pretty well done. And to lift the pantograph, just simply pull it up like this. And that's how it looks like activated. Alright, so now let's go check out the bottom. This car is also the powered car, so there are gears in the bogies, and the motor would be in the middle. So now our final car, the other end car. Now at first glance it looks pretty similar. However, if you compare them, this car is actually a green car, which is first class. So this midsection is much shorter, and they have different branding with no door in the back. They also have a different roof antenna arrangement. The green car has a couple more pairs. And even if you look at the back, the green car has these tiny ladder footholds on the end. And if you compare it to the other side, the green car has a square window. Now to connect these 2 cars, you simply push the couplers together. Just like that, pretty easy, and here's the range of motion, which it can go pretty wide. And here's how the dampers would look like when it's moving. And now we have the full 3-car train set. Now you can also combine these 2 heads together. This is actually something they do in real life. And of course you gotta pull out the coupler so it has the full range of motion. And it also comes with parts where you can open up the front. And here's how it looks like on the inside. You can check out the seating. And in the front where you can see that cab on top where the train driver sits, and even has controls molded in. So inside the cab there's actually tabs where you can push it out. And there we go, the cover just pops out like this. And now it's installed the gangway. So here's how it looks like with the doors opened. Compare that with the closed one. Yeah, it definitely looks pretty sharp, and now can combine it with another train. And here's how it looks like together. Now I only have it on one side because you do have to have another train set, but you can imagine generally how it would look like. Now once you're bored of this, you can simply pull it off and just put back the original cover. I also got the Addon Pack, which comes with 3 cars. Now these 2 coaches are pretty much the same thing. They even have the same bottom detail. They're pretty much identical to each other. We also have this pantograph car, which there's actually 2 pantographs in this one. So that is a pretty unique feature. Although in standard operation, only one of these would be put up. And here I assembled the full 6-car train set. And now we have an actual train. Now I found out an easier way to open up the gangway is to push out the coupler and then pull from the bottom and it should come right off. So there's no need to open up the whole shell. So before we get into the final thoughts, I'd like to thank Bonsai Hobby for sponsoring this video. They are an online Japanese hobby store. I have a coupon code you can use for 10% off any model train products. The code will be in the description down below. So for my final thoughts, the Kato overhead station is a great addition if you want an actual Japanese train station. There's lots of molded-in details, even interior with ticket machines and turnstiles. There's stairs and elevators. You can customize it with stickers, and if you want, you can combine it with another add-on set to make it even bigger. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be Japanese. I've seen one guy use it for an N-scale Northeast Corridor train station. Kato does have another overhead station, but I chose this one because the other one has some pretty funky green and blue colors which don't really fit and doesn't look realistic, makes it look toy-like, so people who get it often repaint it, but I didn't want to have to do that. That is the positive of these Kato sets. They don't require much assembly like gluing or painting. For the most part, it's pre-made, and I love that it's easy to store in a box. Now for the cons, you do have to add in the stickers and they can be hard to put on straight. and once it's on, it's pretty hard to adjust if you mess up. Also on the red roof section, the stickers are kind of transparent. Here I tried it with the clock and it looked alright, but after I rubbed it in, it kind of messed it up. So I recommend you just apply it lightly. One big issue with this station is that there's no room for actual lighting like in the Suburban Island platform. So the overhead part is just left in the dark, so the advertisements aren't really lit up. I also learned when you disassemble the platform roof, make sure you also remove the metal bus bar. It makes it a whole lot easier. But other than that, it's a fine station. Now for the Kato Narita Express, it did come in the new Renewal livery, which I'm more familiar with the older classic black version, so I was hesitant on this, but I've come to appreciate this newer livery. It still looks pretty cool with a nice metallic silver finish and red shiny roof. You do have to apply the stickers for the LED displays yourself, which isn't ideal, but I understand why they did it. They wanted to make it more customizable, since in real life they actually have two sets of these trains that combine together. I really appreciate how they also included the open gangway version. That's pretty cool, as well as the unique yaw damper couplers, which I've never seen before. It seems like every Kato train I get, they have like a different type of coupler. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do, hit the like button down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Now I just found this funny, go here. But in Japanese, this thing says 8 years old, so that's funny, there's a difference.